Back in New York, it was day 23 of the Diddy trial. That's right, Kanye West showed up, all dressed for a white party. I don't know if he got the wrong invitation. Listen to this here, listen to the people.
Yay, where's Bianca?
Kanye, do you think the Illuminati is behind this attack on Diddy?
Kanye showed up to support his friend Diddy, at which point the prosecution said, "We rest our case." What a character witness. I mean, you might as well call in the Zodiac killer. Prosecutors said that when Diddy's home was searched, they found 200 bottles of baby oil and 900 bottles of Astroglide. 900. If Diddy goes to prison, this could be the end of the lube industry. It could be over. Diddy, of course, is accused of some very sick and serious crimes, but his indictment, I have to say, might have the funniest cover page of all time. Look at this. AKA Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Diddy, PD, and Love. A lot of AKAs there. Here in Los Angeles, every cable news network is still breathlessly waiting for something to happen downtown. They've been running the same video of the Waymos burning, the guys looting the weed store, and the guys busting the sidewalk with a hammer over and over and over in a loop for 5 days in a row. It's been very strange to watch the president and his minions blatantly lying about what isn't happening in the city where we currently are, telling us there are riots when that is not the case, and also saying that the protesters aren't even protesters, they're actors being paid.
What happens when Trump throws a $50 million birthday parade? Hint, it's not just a parade. Find out why there's backlash, what the weather might ruin, and what Trump's Father's Day message has to do with it all. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video.
These people are agitators, they're paid, they're professionals.
So many of them are paid protesters.
They are paid agitators.
He's a paid troublemaker.
They're probably paid, many of them, as you know, they're professionals.
He's a paid insurrectionist.
Who is funding these insurrectionists?
Who's funding these protests?
The ads put up on Craigslist offering people thousands of dollars a week.
These have to be paid troublemakers.
They are bought and paid for flash mobs.
Paid protesters. The majority of these people are paid protesters.
Paid protesters. Paid agitators.
They're paid.
And if you go to any of the big No Kings rallies on Saturday rather, make sure to stop by the Antifa accounting table to pick up your check. You will be paid. The parade will reportedly include thousands of soldiers in uniform, honoring every era of the Army's history and one Navy guy from the Village People. The day is scheduled to begin at 9:30 a.m. with, and this is not a joke, a fitness competition on the National Mall, because there's nothing our Burger King values more than exercise.
The Diddy trial was supposed to be a serious courtroom showdown, emphasis on supposed to be. The legal drama was packed with all the usual trappings of a high-profile case. Testimony, cross-examinations, and, oddly enough, a truly epic stash of baby oil and Astroglide found during the investigation. Yes, you heard that right. 200 bottles of baby oil and 900 bottles of Astroglide. Were they prepping for a lawsuit or a weird gymnastics routine? Either way, the courtroom atmosphere was tense, at least until Kanye West casually strutted in. Now, if you've ever wondered what happens when you drop Kanye into a situation demanding seriousness, here's your answer. The entire thing goes off the rails. Kanye made his entrance dressed entirely in white, looking like he got lost on his way to a yacht club. Let's just say the vibe went from courtroom drama to awards show after party, faster than Kanye can start a monologue. Somewhere between his outfit, the media frenzy over his arrival, and reporters tripping over themselves to document every facial expression he made, the trial's actual purpose evaporated. In no time, Kanye's presence shifted all attention away from Diddy's legal battle to Kanye's, well, Kanye-ness. Imagine a tense, cutthroat courtroom morphing into a circus tent just as the ringmaster announces a surprise act. It felt less like justice being served and more like high-budget promo for a new Netflix docuseries. The prosecution wrapped up its case alarmingly fast after Kanye showed up, probably realizing they were no match for a man capable of derailing the world's biggest award shows, let alone a courtroom. Experts say this media circus wasn't just a fluke. When celebrities like Kanye crash proceedings, they hijack the narrative. Studies show public perception often shifts focus from the facts at hand to the spectacle. It's a little terrifying when you think about how one celebrity can upstage a trial's outcome. Speaking of upstaging, Kanye almost overshadowed the bizarre stash found at Diddy's home. Baby oil and Astroglide? Forget evidence. This sounds like a setup for a slapstick crime comedy. But as chaotic as Kanye's courtroom antics were, they have competition. Trump's parade plans don't just take the attention, they demand it. Donald Trump loves a grand show, and his latest idea might be his most Trumpian yet. A $50 million birthday parade to mark the US Army's 250th anniversary. What a way to combine personal celebration with what he calls patriotism, right? Funded by taxpayers, of course, the event is set to include thousands of uniformed soldiers parading through the streets, and for extra flair, there's a Navy representative from the Village People. Because who needs subtlety when you've already got a literal disco reference? Naturally, the backlash came in hot. Critics are calling it a waste of public money and just another example of Trump turning the spotlight onto himself, no matter the cost. Some even see a political motive, likening it to military parades in authoritarian countries, where leaders flex their power with tanks and troops. Speaking of tanks, don't be surprised if they're gold-plated, because you know Trump wouldn't settle for standard green. The cherry on top, a fitness competition to kick off the event set on the National Mall. Considering Trump's deep love for double cheeseburgers over dumbbells, the irony practically writes itself. As if the critics weren't enough, even Mother Nature seems to be protesting. Forecasts show a 60% chance of thunderstorms in Washington, casting a wet blanket over the parade hype. Knowing Trump's history with weather maps, you remember the Sharpie hurricane fiasco? He might just correct that forecast himself to ensure clear skies. The show must go on, rain or fraud. And because it's Trump, no spectacle is complete without bizarre commentary. On Father's Day, he released a message naming historic figures like George Washington and Thomas Jefferson alongside Papa Smurf and Darth Vader. Nothing screams serious patriotism like lumping founding fathers with cartoon characters and Sith Lords. But this is Trump's world. Ties to reality are optional. So, is the parade a tribute to the army, or just a political stunt wrapped in flashing lights and marching bands? Whatever the answer, no one creates chaos quite like Trump, and if you think $50 million and possible weather delays are wild, his misinformation playbook makes these antics look tame. In today's reality, Kanye turning a serious trial into a fashion moment and Trump blowing $50 million on a birthday parade aren't even surprising. They're just Tuesday. The Diddy trial, packed with everything from questionable evidence to Kanye showing up like he's DJing a wedding, reminds us how easily the ridiculous overshadows the important. And Trump's parade, less army pride, more look how great I am, all while taxpayers flip the bill. It's like society has decided spectacle trumps substance, pun intended. So the real question is, are we laughing because it's funny or because it's all we've got left?